supplement rates are going up, with even bigger increases on the horizon. Today, Medicare and $150 Plan G combined run about $350 a month. Against an average Social Security check, that's roughly 1/6 of your Social Security check. 10 years from now, those same two bills, Medicare and your supplement, would be about $750 a month. And your check has grown too, but nowhere near that fast. So Medicare and your supplement go from taking about 1/6 of your check to well over 1/4 of it. Same two bills, much bigger bite of your fixed income. That's the problem. That's the squeeze. And that's why this option matters. It isn't just about saving money this month. It's about trying to keep original Medicare with a supplement affordable so you don't run out of money. A high deductible Plan G can be part of that solution if done right. Yes, the plan has a $2,950 deductible, but honestly, it's poorly named. It should be called a max out of pocket. It's a ceiling. It's an annual max out of pocket for your medical costs. In plain English, the most you would pay in a year for your services. And if you've ever had work insurance, it's the same framework. You're already familiar with this framework, right? You have a percentage of the costs that you have to pay, and every one of those dollars counts towards a max out of pocket. Now, you may never spend that much in a year, but if you do, it's a ceiling. The cost stops there, right? So that's the max out of pocket concept. Here's what I put over it. I call it deductible protection. Its technical name you can Google is hospital indemnity. And it's simple. You have a covered hospital stay, you file a claim, and that company sends money directly to you. You pay the bill with their money instead of your savings. Let me show you what that looks like in an example. Meet Ruth. She's 65 and has this exact package. In March, she spends 3 days in the hospital. Her hospital deductible is that $1,736. That's her bill. But her deductible protection plan is set up to pay her $1,500 lump sum upon entering the hospital, plus $100 a day for the first 3 days in the hospital. 3 days, that's $1,800 she's receiving. So she files the claim, and the company sends the $1,800 directly to her, not to the hospital. They send it to Ruth. The $1,736 bill she's got is paid by Ruth. She's got $64 left over. That's what I mean when we say we're plugging the hole. Doctor visits. This is where the Part B deductible comes in. In 2026, it's $283. She'll pay the first $283 at the doctor's offices or wherever she goes first in the year. Same as she would on a standard supplement G or a standard supplement N. Either way, you got to pay the first $283 to go to the doctors. And in this case, it counts towards the $2,950 max out of pocket. So, first doctor's office visit of the year, let's say the bill was $200. She pays that $200 because she still hasn't met her Part B deductible of $283. Now, she has $83 left to get there. But once she does, once the full $283 deductible is met, Medicare goes back to doing what Medicare does. It generally pays 80% of the remaining doctor costs for the year. She pays 20%. So that's set up a new $200 bill. Medicare pays $160. Ruth pays $40. And that $40 counts towards the $2,950 max out of pocket too. Then in the fall, let's say Ruth needs cataract surgery. Medicare's national average approved amount for cataract surgery is $1,717. Medicare in this case pays 80% for Ruth, about $1,374. Ruth's share is about $343. The $343 also counts towards that max out of pocket. She makes a claim with Deductible Protection Plan, which I've set to give her $250 for outpatient surgery as well. Now, that $250 isn't standard. It's an outpatient surgery benefit I add to the Deductible Protection Plan, and it costs a few dollars more a month. but this is exactly why I add it. Let's say Ruth gets cancer. It starts with chemotherapy, oncology clinic. That's a Part B service. Medicare approves an amount, pays its 80%, Ruth owes her 20%. One chemo, she'd hit that $2,950 max out of pocket in the first few weeks of treatment. Same ceiling, wildly different speed, and it still stops. So, on the Medicare side, she's protected. But not every cancer drug runs through the medical side of Medicare. Some of the most common ones today are the pills you take at home, and those usually run through your Part D drug plan instead. That's a separate policy. Your supplement plan doesn't touch drugs. And I want to be clear about something, because this is where people get the wrong idea. That's true whether you have a high deductible G, a standard plan G, or a plan N. No Medicare supplement touches Part D. It's always separate. This isn't a weakness in the plan I've been showing you. It's just how Medicare is built and why a cancer policy is smart regardless of what you pick. So, Ruth could have two costs climbing at the same time. One towards her $2,950 medical ceiling, and one towards the cap on her drug plan, which is currently $2,100. Two ceilings, around $5,000 of liability in a bad year. But cancer diagnosis doesn't just cost you money at the clinic. If the best treatment center isn't in your town, and often it isn't, there's travel, there's lodging. If somebody you love wants to be there with you, there's paying for them. That's what a cancer plan is for. For about $25 a month, Ruth adds that coverage to her package. A covered diagnosis pays $10,000 lump sum, not to a provider, to Ruth. $10,000 pays both of those ceilings outright and leaves her about $5,000 left over for everything Medicare was never going to touch. The travel, the lodging, the help at home, which is getting back on her feet, so her daughter doesn't have to be the one providing it. But here's what that looks like in 10 years, and here's what it looks like in 20. You saw this at the start of the video. The increases we've been seeing, that $150 a month becomes about $389 a month. Now here's the other way to build it. High deductible Plan G. Same person, $50 a month. Deductible protection plan that saves Ruth her money, $40 a month. That's a real Medicare supplement with cash sitting directly on top of the biggest holes in it. Against regular Plan G, that's a $60 a month savings, $720 a year staying in your pocket. And the cancer plan we talked about is another $25 a month. That puts the whole package then at $115 a month. The regular Plan G is $150. For $35 less than that, you've got a supplement, cash for the hospital, and a lump sum if you ever get a cancer diagnosis. And the two policies sitting next to it, deductible protection and the cancer coverage, don't climb, right? Same 10 years, same person, and this is what it looks like in 20 years. So your package is about $175 a month 20 years from now. The Plan G is $1,009 a month. You'd be 85 years old on a fixed income, paying more than $1,000 a month for the same coverage you have right now. Here's who it fits. Someone healthy who doesn't see the doctors a whole lot. Somebody who wants to keep original Medicare and use any doctor or hospital in the country that takes it, and who looks at what a regular supplement might cost at $80 and doesn't like the answer. It's also somebody who can live with a little paperwork. You will see some bills along the way, and you'll file a claim now and then. If that's going to eat at you, this is not your plan. And there's a big one. You could write a check for the full $2,950 in a bad year if you had to. Who should skip this? If money is tight enough that $2,950 in 1 year would put you in a hole, don't do this. Look at another option. Pay more per month for the supplement plan, so that you never have to write a check. Now, if you want zero bills and zero paperwork, if you'd rather just pay more every month and never think about it, I'd recommend a regular Plan G or Plan N. That's a valid preference, and there's nothing wrong with it if you prefer that. And if you're honest with yourself and you know you're not going to file the claim, this doesn't work. The cash only shows up if you ask for it. Now, we can assist you and help you file a claim, but it's got to be filed in order for money to come in. In most states, the carriers make you pass underwriting, an electronic medical background check. Now, a handful of states let you switch without it. So here's the test. In a bad year, could you cover the ceiling, that max out of pocket of $2,950 out of your savings without changing your life? If the answer is yes, this may be one of the best values in Medicare, in my opinion. If the answer is no, it isn't for you. And no amount of monthly savings makes it worth it. So, if any of this sounds interesting to you, here's what you can do. I built an easy-to-use projection calculator to help you visualize the long-term cost differences so you can compare. The link is down in the description. Because the best Medicare plan isn't the one with the lowest payment today. It's the one you can still comfortably afford owning at 75, at 80, at 85. And if you want those numbers built for you, for your age, your zip code, then reach out to me. The numbers on your screen, I'll be happy to give those to you.